Some days I don't remember my mother. I look at her photograph and she escapes me, or I see her on a Sunday after lunch and we spend a pleasant afternoon, and when I leave I find she's run through me like water. "Goodbye," she says, already fading. "Goodbye, my darling girl." And she reaches her soft old face up for a kiss. It still puts me in such a rage. The way when I turn away, she seems to disappear. And when I look, I see only the edges. I think I would pass her in the street if she ever bought a different coat. If my mother committed a crime, there could be no witnesses. She is forgetfulness itself. "Where's my purse?" she used to say when we were children. Or it might be her keys or her glasses. Did anyone see my purse? Becoming for those few seconds nearly there, as she went from hall to sitting room to kitchen and back again. Even then we didn't look at her, but everywhere else she was in agitation behind us, a kind of collective guilt as we cast about the room, knowing that our eyes would slip over the purse, which was brown and fat, even if it was quite clearly there. Then Bia would find it. There's always one child who's able not just to look, but also to see, the quiet one. "Thank you, darling." To be fair, my mother is such a vague person, it's possible she can't even see herself. It's possible that she trails her fingertips over a line of girls in an old photograph and cannot tell herself apart. And of all her children, I am the one who looks most like her own mother, my grandmother Ada. It must be confusing. "Oh, hello," she said as she opened the hall door the day I heard about Liam. "Hello, darling." She might say the same to the cat. Come in," as she stands in the doorway and does not move to let me pass. Of course she knows who I am. It's just my name that escapes her. Her eyes flick from side to side as she wipes one after another off her list. "Hello, Mammy," I say, just to give her a hint, and I make my way past her into the hall. The house knows me. Always smaller than it should be. The walls run closer and more complicated than the ones you remember. The place is always too small. Behind me, my mother opens the sitting room door. "Will you have something? A cup of tea?" But I do not want to go into the sitting room. I am not a visitor. This is my house too. I was inside it as it grew, as the dining room was knocked into the kitchen, as the kitchen swallowed the back garden. It is the place where my dreams still happen. Not that I would ever live here again. The place is all extension and no house. Even the cubbyhole beside the kitchen door has another door at the back of it, so you have to battle your way through coats and hoovers to get to the downstairs loo. You couldn't sell the place, I sometimes think, except as a site. Level it and start again. The kitchen still smells the same. It hits me in the base of the skull, very dim and disgusting under the fresh primrose yellow paint. Cupboards full of old sheets. Something cooked and dusty about the lagging about the immersion heater. The chair my father used to sit in, the arms shiny and cold with the human waste of many years. It makes me gag a little, and then I cannot smell it anymore. It just is. It is the smell of us. I walk to the far counter and pick up the kettle, but when I go to fill it, the cuff of my coat catches on the running tap and the sleeve fills with water. I shake out my hand and then my arm, and when the kettle is filled and plugged in, I take off my coat, pulling the wet sleeve inside out and slapping it in the air. My mother looks at this strange scene as if it reminds her of something. Then she starts forward to where her tablets are pooled in a saucer on the near counter. She takes them one after the other with a flaccid absent-mindedness of the tongue. She lifts her chin and swallows them dry, while I rub my wet arm with my hand and then run my damp hand through my hair. A last green capsule enters her mouth and she goes still, working her throat. She looks out the window for a moment. Then she turns to me, remiss. How are you? Darling.